Sticking your head in the sand might make you feel safer, but it's not going to protect you from the coming storm. And ultimately, we will be judged as a people and as a society and as a country on where we go from here.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Barack Obama yesterday talking about global warming and his initiative. And joining us now is Congressman Marsha Blackburn, Vice Chair of the Energy and Commerce Committee. Hello, Congressman. Good to talk to you again.
Hello. Good to talk to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Before we get to your response to the president yesterday, let me ask you about what took place today from the U.S. Supreme Court. And go ahead. DOMA, unconstitutional, and then Prop 8 saying that the plaintiffs or the defenders of Prop 8 did not have standing, so basically they kicked it back.
Well, you're right. And we're still looking at the opinions and the dissents and the positioning on that. You can say on one hand, yes, they struck down DOMA, and on another, it looks as if they're coming out big time for states' rights. And so, of course, I'm disappointed in it. I support DOMA and would like to have seen that stand. I fully believe in marriage as being between one man and one woman.
Does this open the door, do you believe, for marriage, polygamy and other such cases?
I certainly, I don't know. As I said, I haven't had an opportunity today to look at the dissents and have just read a few news reports and disappointed in it, needless to say. But, we will always, as we always do, we will pick up, we'll move on, we'll fight harder for the things that we believe in and try to do a better job in educating people. And what we might see is more of our states taking up legislation and bringing these bills forward.
All right, let's move on then to the president and his global warming initiative speech yesterday. You heard him say what he said. He also said basically 97% of scientists, Congressman, are agreed. So the argument and the debate are over, and we have to save the planet. And to do so, we're going to regulate.
Oh, my goodness. I thought it was just astounding. And as the preamble to his speech, you had his environmental policy director saying that even though the White House wouldn't say we needed a war on coal, that exactly what we did need, what they did need was a war on coal. And I just find the whole thing so disappointed. And I felt as if it was a very unpresidential speech.
How so?
And, well, just his demeanor and a flat Earth society, really?
Yeah, anybody who disagrees is the flat Earth society.
Yeah, and here's the fact. To go back and look at what so many of the scientists who had contributed opinions to PCC work, which is the analysis of the global warming trends, they have now reversed their opinions and no longer think that global warming is a trajectory, that it was a blip, it was cyclical. You had the spike, and then you had a drop in temperature, and now you have a plateauing in temperature. And so they have moved away from the global warming hysteria and hype, and they've moved away from seeing that as a theory.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The temperatures have leveled out. It's pretty widely accepted that that's a fact. I think even the New York Times did a story on that. But what these regulations that he talked about, which unfortunately, Congressman, the Supreme Court gave the EPA this authority that they can regulate CO2 as a greenhouse gas. And when he was running for president back in 2008, the president said, my energy policy, by definition, will skyrocket electric rates. Well, now we got the advisors saying we're going to have a war on coal. The president said no to the Keystone Pipeline yesterday, basically, or punted and said no. And he's going to put more regulations on electric plants, both existing and new. What is all this going to mean for you and me and everyone else?
This is what it's going to mean specifically. The loss of 500,000 jobs. individuals are going to see their electric power rates go up about 20%. And then on top of that, you're going to see this cost you, the consumer, about $1,400 more each year. And that is what it is going to mean. What it's also going to mean is that the EPA is just going to move forward. They're circumventing Congress on this. And they're going to move forward and try to use the Clean Air Act to regulate greenhouse gases as a pollutant. Now, what it means that we as members of Congress have to do is this. We have to pass a bill that I'm going to file with bipartisan support. We'll do this when we come back in July. And this is called the Free Industry Act. I had the bill last year. We will have it again this year. And what it does is expressly prohibit the EPA from regulating your greenhouse gases as pollutants, and that's your water vapor, your CO2, etc. And that is something that we're going to have to move forward and pass it in the House and send it to the Senate. This is an area where in the past we have had bipartisan support. We hope that some right-thinking Democrats will join us in passing this so that we do not see the jobs loss and the escalation rate, and so we can require EPA before they do any of this regulating and passage to come before us at committee.
Yeah, and of course, like you said, hopefully it'll be a bipartisan effort because the Senate right now is controlled by Democrats. And does it bother you, Congressman, that the president can do this? He met with congressional leaders yesterday and then went to, I think, Georgetown and made this speech and basically said, I'm doing this without Congress, which is, to me, typical Obama style. But how troublesome is it to you that he continues to do everything he can on every issue that he can alone, but by circumventing Congress?
Well, and it troubles me, but I would hope that it troubles all of your listeners, and that they will call their member of Congress or their senator and say, look, what we have is an administration that is working by executive order, and they are circumventing the will of the people in order to achieve their goals and get the outcomes that they want. So, of course, it is troubling to us. That is why we're here every day in the House fighting it. My hope is that we will have more of our colleagues across the aisle, and we will have more of members of the Senate to step forward. I also hope that what we're going to continue to do is whistleblowers from these agencies that will step forward, that will come to us and say, let me tell you what is happening on this issue or on another issue, and that they will share that information with us so that we can bring some accountability and some transparency to these agencies that are overreaching and are working outside of the scope of authority that they've been given by Congress.
Congressman, thank you as always. I look forward to our next chat. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye-bye.